of DNF. Today we're joined by a very special guest out of West Virginia, two-time academic All Big 12 second team. He played a lot. He was running back, got a lot of reps in, and he's also used on special teams, made a lot of big plays. Frank, if you want to talk a little more.
Yeah, so Alec Sinkfield, running back at West Virginia, the Mountaineers. If you guys don't know, they play in the Big 12. So maybe the Big 12, there's the Sooners, there's Baylor, Texas, Iowa State, some of the teams. So a little statistic-wise, so he had 17 carries for 41 yards and 5 carries for 18. And Dylan, as you said, Alec played 142 snaps on special teams, on punts and return punts also. A very versatile guy.
Welcome on the show.
Appreciate you guys.
So Frank, do you want to start off, or do you want me to start off?
Yeah. So maybe just your experience at West Virginia.
I mean, as far as the environment's pretty cool. The fans are really nice. It's a lot of mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
Not really. It's a lot different from Florida, where I'm from, but it's definitely a great experience to have.
And maybe talk to us about the football team, like.
Oh well, yeah, that's a whole different story. A lot of nobody really gets to see what happens behind the scenes, but a lot of hard work is put into it. Great teammates, good coaching staff. This should be a good year for us. We're all coming together. A lot of guys are coming back, so it should be a good team this year.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think West Virginia is a pretty underrated team. I'm pretty sure they beat TCU in the season finale. TCU is a pretty good team. I think the Big 12 in general, I think they're a very underrated conference. Baylor, Matt Rule was taken over there. He did a great job now on Carolina. Oklahoma, rise to stardom. And the Mountaineers, they've always been pretty solid. I'm hoping that they'll have a pretty good season. I know the circumstances aren't ideal, but are there any expectations you have for the upcoming season?
No, just to improve from last year and make a bowl game. So making a bowl game, winning the Big 12 conference, is the big goal this year.
Yeah. So the past season, we took out 2 games. We found against Missouri, you got over 25 yards in one of the games. And can you just talk to us about maybe playing against the Sooners, where you held the ball 3 times? How was that?
Well, Oklahoma's always a good team. So
yeah.
Going into that game, we expected the defense to be tough and things like that. It was a tough game for us. But it was just a good experience to play against guys of that talent.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully next year we can take the win next year.
A lot of running backs nowadays, we don't see a lot of Christian McCaffreys out there. Very talented in the receiving end of the ball. But in terms of the statistics, I mean, you've had a good amount of receptions, and you've produced some yards after that. So are you looking to establish yourself as a check down for Austin Kendall or whoever the quarterback may be this season, as well as a monster in terms of the running game?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's where the money's at, versatility. So the more I can help in the offense, the more valuable I'll be, and the more touches I'll get. So just expanding my receiving game and being able to catch the ball out of backfield is definitely a plus.
Yeah, so maybe if we ran your history in 2017, you signed with West Virginia. You were red-shirted. In 2018, you played 5 games, but you were injured. You had an ankle injury, missed some time. And last year, we know what happened. And maybe Yeah, we went over expectations, but like how I don't know how's the 3 years been so far?
There's down. It's kind of been hard to deal with being injured, then healthy, and then
Hmm.
not getting the ball so much, and then being able to play. So it's just staying positive. It's been a tough road, but I've been able to do it because I've been staying positive.
Of course. Um, I was also going to ask you, so a lot of college players usually, um, a lot of receivers, even running backs too, a lot of them bloom out, at the end. We've saw like a lot of seniors, transfers, they usually bloom and, they get a lot of reps, towards the end of their college career. But, with you, you've been seeing the field, your sophomore year, and, even your freshman year in college. So I think that definitely shows a lot. The touches might not be ideal, in your first 2 seasons, but I think that's definitely a good sign. The coaches definitely see your potential. Do you have any goals in mind for, next year? Are there any statistics for, winning that you have in mind?
Um, Other than winning, it's just production. You know, being able to have the numbers that to back up, my game and stuff like that, to be able to show that I can play at this level and the next level. But the main goal is to win and be the best team in the Big 12.
Nice. So maybe you just want to talk about your experience with former Mountaineer players. So, Don, did you have a first player maybe?
Okay, so very popular quarterback, Will Greer, who just last year got drafted to the Panthers. I know his season started off, a bit rough, but I definitely don't blame him. I saw a lot of potential in his game, and just like with a lot of quarterbacks, they were thrown, into a hard situation late game. What was Will Greer like as a teammate, and what he brings to the locker room in Carolina?
He was a great leader, believe it or not. He really brought the team together. But the thing about Will, he's so like calm. Like he's never like overly excited. He's never like down on himself. He's like tunnel vision focused, always locked in, and he's working 1,000% of the time.
Do you maybe want to talk about your running back room for this upcoming season? How do you feel about that?
That room is probably going to be one of the best rooms in the nation, if not the best room in the nation. You got Letty, you got me, you got Tony Mathis, Sparrow, the freshman that just came in. Like great guys in the backfield. And I think having 4 to 5 good guys back there, we should have a pretty productive season. I think we all bring different things to the table, but we all are some dogs.
Another player that very interesting player. I've actually kind of followed him throughout the years. David Sills, the quarterback turned receiver. What was he like in the locker room? I'm kind of a bit of a fan of him. Going to Buffalo and New York.
Yeah, his work ethic. He's a workaholic. No days off, doing extra. First in conditioning, catching balls at the practice. He was just one of those guys that believed in hard work, and hard work is going to take care of everything. Off the field, he's a pretty good guy. I mean, cool, laid back. Him and Will kind of have the same personality. I think he's more goofier than Will, but he's definitely cool to be around.
So we also saw that Colton McKivitz, one of the offensive linemen at West Virginia, had a pretty good year. He got drafted by the 49ers. I'm a bit of a Packers fan, so I don't love the 49ers, but what would you say about him and the way he was blocking, even helping fill the gaps when you were on the field?
I mean, he's real aggressive. He's definitely aggressive, and he takes pride in what he does up front. He's a hard worker as well. Those 3 guys Gary Jennings, David Long, a lot of guys we had on that team all bought into the system. But Colt was really, other than Will, really the leader of the offense. He was strong, and he was real determined. But humble as possible. Humblest dude I know. He's so humble.
Maybe do you want to talk about your head coach, Neil Brown?
Neil is, I want to talk about him off the field. He's beyond great. He's a great guy. He does things he's a player's coach. He puts us first before anything. And as a head coach, he's not stern and he's not like laid back. He does his job, and he's a great head coach. The team we really gather around him.
So with West Virginia being in the Big 12, there's a lot of really good competition. Like I was saying, I think there's a lot of teams that are very underrated. Is there one player in the conference that you think would, maybe like fear a bit in terms of, taking over the Big 12?
On any side of the ball?
Yeah, any side.
I'm a fan of Puka Williams from Kansas. Puka, he's the running back number 1. He's a dog. I think he's underrated as a player. He has great talent, great ability.
All right, so maybe to wrap it up, what can we hope you for next season?
A lot of wins.
Yeah.
A lot of wins and hopefully some touchdown dances.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love touchdown dance. Seattle Seahawks, they kicked it. They were beautiful, well choreographed. So hopefully you heard it from him. You heard it here. West Virginia, Dance of the Year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Wish you best of luck. Keep grinding. Can't wait to see.
Hard work pays off.
Thank you guys for having me, man. This is pretty fun. We should definitely do this again.
Of course. Go make the league. We can't wait to see what you do on the field.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining.
See, I'm falling, but they be calling when they see me balling. Pass me the rock, man, I feel like I'm spouting. These niggas foul with the rep, do not call it. I've been in the foreigns, you can't even start it. I want a big body, you can't even park it. I'ma go dumb out regardless, cause mama always told me, boy, finish what you started.